Hi, everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Do you go to school? Do you study things for a class? Well, I mean, probably not literally right now. It's summer, school's out. But will you eventually be going back to a classroom setting where you might have to study a thing? Well, one thing people apparently that they do when they are studying stuff is that they listen to music at the same time. Not this guy though, because for whatever reason, I've always found that mega distracting, pretty much regardless of what kind of music is playing. Also kind of stands for me personally when it comes to playing music while I go to sleep. Music just keeps me awake, although it is kind of easy for me sometimes to fall asleep while driving. Okay, well, anyway, yeah, so there are a lot of people that are not like me, and they put on music while they're studying. CollegeRover.com did a little bit of a survey talking to over 1,000 students aged 18 to 23 and pretty much got to understand their soundtrack of choice. They also looked at their GPAs, they broke down the music and artists by genre, so on and so forth. Okay, here we are with the best songs to listen to while studying, though I don't believe any literal songs are listed in this piece. It's mostly broken down by like genre and studying preferences and that sort of thing. But yeah, of the surveyed students, let's look at the answers given to this question. Top reasons people listen to music while studying: make studying more enjoyable, relax and reduce stress, get motivated, boost mood and creativity, increase focus or concentration, improve memory, improve time management. Again, for me historically, and I did pretty well in college, music did not do any of these things for me when I was studying. It just mostly made it kind of more distracting. And I'm already kind of ADHD and neurodivergent as it is. I don't need another distraction on top of everything else. Seems most of the people commenting on hip hop and rap found it distracting, which maybe I could see in a sense, given that, maybe the lyrics, maybe the words being spoken in the way that they are could kind of keep you off your task at hand. Even though it seems like less people were surveyed on metal overall, most of them still found, a vast majority of them, still found it to be distracting, which again, super loud, super aggressive, in-your-face genre, kind of makes sense. Pop music, super evenly split, which I think pop music can really go either way depending on what artist you're listening to. I mean, it can certainly hype you up, get the blood pumping, get you motivated, but there are a lot of elements genre-wise to pop music that tend to be really hooky and distracting. EDM, rock, and indie, kind of surprised to see that, those are mostly split, or that there's at least like, a little bit more favoritism toward productive, especially on the indie side. It really kind of depends on what artist you're listening to in these genres, because, there's EDM that's more entrancing, more laid back. There's EDM that goes really freaking hard. Same with rock and indie. R&B typically is pretty smooth and laid back, so I'm not surprised to see it kind of fall in the favor of productive. And of the ones that seem to be the most conducive for productivity, we have jazz, which is mostly instrumental, and you can find some very chill, laid-back jazz to kind of, get your brain moving to. Lo-fi, instrumental, and classical. Seems almost no one finds those distracting. And I love how lo-fi study beats have become such a cultural boon that they're being considered in a survey like this. But I think what we're seeing with this overall is like, in a way, the less volume and the less lyrics you have to distract you, I suppose it's for the better in terms of just kind of it being conducive to studying, at least in the opinion of these students. Okay, top genres, top preferred genres to study to. We have pop, lo-fi, and hip hop and rap, instrumental, classical, alternative, indie, lo-fi, and rock in the top spots. Although the way these are mixed, it doesn't seem to be decided per se by which genres are most effective to study to. Pop music may just be in the top spot because it's the most popular genre of music generally. Percentage of students with high GPAs by preferred genre of music while studying. Okay, so this kind of flips things over. Classical, instrumental, indie, jazz, folk, country. Pop is a little bit lower hitting around the midpoint. But, you know, if you actually look at the percentage gaps here, they're not super wide until we get all the way down to metal and also hip hop and rap. Are metal and rap fans just dumb? Are they the dumbest people walking the planet? It could potentially be true, but correlation is not always causation. I would instruct you guys to maybe go back and look at some of the, you know, previous, little charts here and see that the genres that have the highest GPAs are mostly the ones that came through as being surveyed as the least distracting. Again, as somebody who is easily distracted by music, especially in the context of studying, I cannot imagine, like, you know, putting on some Nails or, I don't know, some Judas Priest. Okay, moving on. Artists for academic achievement. Favorite artists to study to. We have favorite artists by gender, and, they split up as SZA, The Weeknd, 21 Savage, Taylor Swift, The Weeknd, Kendrick Lamar, Drake, Harry Styles, Rihanna, Post Malone, goes on and on. I'm not necessarily seeing anything here jumping out at me as far as, like, effective study patterns, but, there's certainly a gender split going on here in terms of some preferred artists. I mean, the bros really love studying to Eminem and Imagine Dragons. But going down further, top artists for students with high GPAs. The top spots are pretty interesting, and if we are to continue kind of like, looking at these stats through a gender lens, even though The Weeknd was the #1 artist for guys, he ranked pretty high for women as well. And kind of looking at this, Taylor, Weeknd, SZA, Harry Styles at the top 4, it seems like the ladies are the ones coming through with the high GPAs. It's not the dudes pumping up the Taylor Swift statistic over here. But this isn't really surprising because when you look at college stats, grades, and admissions across the board, women tend to do better than men, which, dudes, pretty disappointed in you. We have some top artists per genre over here, which is pretty interesting, although I don't know how much I can really kind of pull out of this outside of Frank Ocean not being a rap artist. So, after looking at this, I don't really know how much there is to take away from this per se, outside of that music can be a cool companion while moving through, the study process. But look, while music can be cool, it's probably not the best and most ideal to be putting on jams that are super distracting, that are loud, that are overly aggressive, maybe have a lot of spoken lyrics that could kind of, get you off track of thinking about whatever you're reading or kind of information you're trying to take in. Maybe instrumental music, be that EDM, be that jazz, be that ambient, be that lo-fi, be that classical stuff, is more the way to go. That and women are smart, and Taylor Swift fans apparently are just very smart, while men and Tyler and Ed Sheeran fans are stupid, which those all sound like facts to me. Let me know what you think of this study and everything that we went over here in the comments below. Do you listen to music while you're studying? And if you do, what is your preferred artist, genre, and what's your GPA? Is it actually good? Does your music taste actually correlate with your GPA in the way that it does in this study over here? Or are you some kind of, super freak of nature anomaly and you have a perfectly flawless 4.0 GPA, and you listen to nothing but Lil Uzi Vert? Let me know, because I want to know. Over here next to my head is a video you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, studying forever.